everybody. My name is MetalMusicMan.
And I'm Professor Lex.
And this is episode 59 of the Metal and Lex podcast. Welcome. We have a special guest today. We do. It's Ferro.
Behold, it's Ferro. It's real.
The hottest man who ever played Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch.
It's me. I did some research prior to coming on the show. I think I've been mentioned at least in 1/3 of all the episodes.
Something like that. It's true. You're pretty high.
There's a lore that's been built around me. I'm just trying to squash all the rumors, so you can knock that out.
Well, if anyone has ever seen or heard of the awfulness that is Star Trek Enterprise, that I'm sure no one has, you are the cook in this instance. So I'm sure 1% of our user base will get that. Neither of you will.
You get that reference?
Ferro is the cook.
I've never seen a single episode of Star Trek.
Oh man, that's so depressing. No. I gotta force that upon you.
Is Star Trek the plural and Star Trek is just one of them?
Star Trek?
Yeah, is that just if I'm talking about just Enterprise or the old one?
I don't know
is it just a Star Trek? In any
sense.
No.
Star Trek is about fucking baton passing or something. I don't know about that show. I don't want to watch it.
Star Trek and Field.
I'm not interested. Ferro, you have a clear coffee mug. I just noticed when you took that.
I do.
Oh shit, you can see through it? Damn.
No, I just have water right now because it's a day.
I have a Starbucks cup.
Well, time zones is early in the morning here. 9 a.m.
What is it, 9 for you? That's about, we normally do this at like 10 if we do it on Sundays. So I figured that's good middle ground. You and your California-ness. So anyway, Ferro, for those of you who don't know, since he is only mentioned in 1/3 of the podcast.
I assume that you've just been listening to a random spread of podcasts. So it's entirely possible when you don't know him.
He's a fighting game guy. I met him in St. Louis when he lived here. He lives in California now because he's a fucking cool hipster piece of shit. But he plays.
You can tell by his mustache. Yeah.
He plays dumb anime games like Lex, but he plays Smash as well.
I don't discriminate against games. Okay, first of all,
and Ferro plays a lot of WoW with me. COVID really, I think, brought us together. Brought us together after it ruined fighting games and made Ferro play WoW.
It's really important that I'm not known as the anime guy, okay?
You're basically
I'm anime
85% weeb.
Dude, you clowned on me the first time we met. You clowned on me in Undernight with Akatsuki. And if I can't imagine people are listening to this podcast and knowing what that means, but like that's just like a mean thing to do to somebody the first time you meet him.
I love that. Okay. That's what you followed up with Ferro like saying he wasn't a weeb. Ferro was like, I'm not a weeb. And then Lex's story is like,
you did the most weeb shit
smart with the cobble smart blah,
well,
like,
he played
I don't even know those fucking words. I don't even.
He's the guest character from hit anime doujin series Akatsuki Blitzkampf. Yeah,
I know those things.
What I'm saying is you, a normie, don't quite know these things, and yet and still, Ferro clowned on me for like an hour, and afterwards, like I had mentioned Street Fighter V in passing and like not liking it, and Ferro was like, I hate it when people complain about Street Fighter V, and then like got up and walked off, and I was like, damn, I guess I can't say anything.
I'll never forget my first St. Louis tournament experience. It was at Moonbase, right? And I was playing Street Fighter V at the time. And I was just like looking for tournaments. I hadn't like been to the city for tournaments yet at that time. And I see Trip was hosting a Street Fighter V one, and I signed up on Smash GG. I think like 4 total people signed up. So I go there, I fucking dominate everyone, dude. I think I played. I don't know if Ari played. He might have entered, but it was at least Jedi and Taps that I beat. And that was it. That was the whole tournament.
I mean,
and then
if you played at Moonbase, that was after Street Fighter V died. Like that was after Lex and me and like all the OGs. Like they everybody left.
It was hilarious because after the tournament was over, after 20 minutes, Trip announced, "Hey, everyone, your Street Fighter V champion, Ferro, some guy you don't know." I see Austin and Mr. K like just playing Guilty Gear. They like look up and we're like, "Oh, okay,
oh, cool, good for you."
And I wasn't playing anything else at the time, so I just left.
Fuck me.
If that is not the most Street Fighter V like post 2017 Street Fighter V story I've ever heard, like that game got a solid year. I feel like because what was season 1 was not quite a year, and season 2 was Guile, and I did play it like the beginning of season 2 because I was like, fuck yeah, Guile, and he looked really cool. And then they just doubled down on everything, and I just got, I don't know, man, we've talked about this before, but like I think back about how like I did legitimately enjoy season 1
the beginning
of Street Fighter 5. Like, I actually liked the game. And then, like, Guile came out, and I was like, all right, Guile... Because he came out, I think it was the end of season 1. I think he was, like, the bridge character. Is that right, maybe? Or was he the first season 2 character? I think he might have been.
He was really early. He was really early DLC.
I think he was, like, one of the last season 1s, which is to say there were only, like, 3 or 4, if that. I think that's right. I think maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he was early. But anyway, whatever he came... No, yeah, it's got to be it. You got to be right, Ferro. Because, yeah, season 2 was when they made everyone's EX reversals the only reversal they had that was invincible.
That's when they got rid of DPs, yeah.
But that's how Guile was released. And so, like, Ryu still had invincible DP without EX, but Guile didn't. And I was like, well, I guess it's a nerf to Guile. I don't like it, but it's a nerf to Guile. That's fine. And then it was like, season 2 was like, nope, everybody's that way. And I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Guile was the second DLC character, which to me is absurd. How do you DLC Guile, dude?
I agree 100%. Like, Guile is a base character. You're fucking insane. Yeah, what's wrong with you? Well, how many were there in season 1? Was it 4
characters?
I'm looking at it now. It's 6. So it was Alex, Guile, Balrog, Ibuki, Juri, and Urian.
Okay. Alex was cool. I liked Alex. Yeah, man, season 1 Street Fighter 5 could have been something.
Could have been a contender.
Anyway, yeah, but that is a fucking hilarious story though, because yeah, Street Fighter 5 died hard, dude. It died so fucking hard.
Yeah. You weren't even playing Marvel, or I guess they didn't have a Marvel tournament.
Well, no, I was in Marvel. I stopped playing Marvel like as I left Germany because like I had a scene out there.
Ferro travels the world. So
that was like 2015. So I went to a few tournaments out there. And then as soon as I came back here, is like Street Fighter 5 came out. That was 15, 16. And that's kind of when I lost my buddy that I played Marvel with. So it's like kind of we just stopped.
Makes it sound like he died in combat.
No.
Did he dead?
He moved to Colorado and I moved to Illinois. Yeah. Not quite dramatic.
We were assaulting the air as you do in the Air Force.
It may as well have been dead considering how bad Marvel Online is. So, there's no hope of us ever playing again.
Yeah, Marvel 3 is like worse than anything, isn't it? I remember that being super bad.
Yeah. Netcode is awful.
Like almost like Brawl levels of bad, right? Where it's just fucking totally unplayable, even with the best conditions. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, Brawl. I don't know if anything's worse.
Nothing's worse than Brawl. No, for those young folks who don't know, Brawl had I think it was something like 6 frames of built-in delay. Even if you were connected.
Talking about Ultimate or
no, Brawl was fucking 4 times worse than Ultimate. If you think Ultimate Online is bad, which it is, if you think that's bad, Brawl was way worse, dude. It was so awful.
Bro, I can't stop playing Ultimate Online, even though it's dog shit.
You gotta quit.
He does need to quit, but this is my fault. I've been playing too much Path of Exile, so I haven't been wowing. He's just been sitting alone playing online Smash Ultimate.
Have you ever just liked a game so much that you're willing to put up with some shitty feature like that?
No,
I don't know.
Not that feature. I have liked a game and been willing to put up with dumb things. I mean, you could look at Street Fighter 4. In retrospect, the lobby system was pretty annoying because there was no rematch. But, so that didn't bother me. But that's a totally different level, you know what I mean? Street Fighter 4 Online was fine.
You can play, it's just annoying.
It was completely fine. Yeah, I mean, it was delay-based, but it was fine. It was fine delay-based.
It's so close to being almost acceptable,
I think that's
Smash Online.
It's a multitude, though. I mean, the netcode itself is dog shit, but then it's also, the way they do lobbies and ranked is, fucking awful. And so it's just, a double whammy for me. But, I mean, the biggest thing is the fucking delay. Obviously it's so, dude, playing Incineroar versus Alex, it was exactly like I thought. So I played Incineroar versus Ferro because Ferro's Will, play with me, we're friends, be my friend, I love you. And I'm just fine. So I go and I play him online. I'm playing Incineroar, and it takes me an hour to fucking get the stupid, it's a 4-frame link, it's not even hard, but because of the delay, it takes me an hour to get the lariat combo down. And I get it down. I'm okay, it's fine. I play Alex. I probably fucked up the first 50 goddamn side B lariats I did offline when I played it.
If you played online more, you'd just be used to the delay.
But then it fucks you up offline. I don't want that. I hate it.
No. You can, if you get used to it, then you can code switch between online play and real play.
That's not a thing. Fuck that. No, I'm not.
That's a fake thing. I lied.
That's not a real thing at all. I've never been able to do that because I had to quit at the end of Street Fighter 4. I quit playing Oni online because it was fucking too much shit up. So then that's why I learned like so many more. I mean, I always played a lot of characters, but I learned a lot more characters because if you're not super good with a character, then playing them online is like fine. Or if you play Honda, playing them online is
hey,
fine.
I hated Street Fighter 4 online just for that reason because there's so many one-frame links that you have to learn and
I didn't play too many one-frame characters, but I will say, and I think this one's easier, but like because it's plinkable. So if it's plinkable,
plinking, yeah.
But like I had no problem playing like Abel online, but I think Abel's one of those characters that like if you drop the link, it's better because like when you drop Abel's one-frame link, it's so his one-frame link is it's step kick into stand hard punch, right? So it's plinkable, so it's 2-frame technically, but when you drop it, like you still step kick dashed, which is fucking like +1 or some shit.
Yeah.
So like you're like, oops, I'm
in your face in the grappler. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so he doesn't really count, but like playing, I don't know, Ibuki's one that's easy. Who's someone that's like a bad one-frame link drop? Rufus. Cause you drop the, drop the target combo into his, and then he whiffs that roundhouse.
Messiah kick.
You just get punished. Well, no, it's like the target is the link, isn't it?
Oh, the upward kick.
It's light into the target, right? Yeah, yeah. I think that's a one-frame. And so if you drop that whiff kick, it like only hits like very, very tall characters. So if they would do that to me as Oni, I'd get like a free target combo into Tatsu, which is basically a Shoryuken punish. So yeah, fuck playing Rufus online. Those guys.
There was a point in time where I could only do Bison crouch short links online and not in person just because I played online so much.
Those are 2-frame though, right? Or is that 1?
Oh yeah, but you know I'm dog. My execution's always been dog shit in most games, so that's a high bar for me.
2-frame links are easy, but I feel like with Bison you're getting like 4 2-frame links in a row, right? Because you're trying to confirm, so it's just like 2-frame link, 2-frame link, 2-frame link, 2-frame link. Like I think that
if you mess one up, you're fucked. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but luckily he's one of those characters that doesn't matter because you're like, oops, I did scissors. It's -1 on block. And has pushed back such that it's actually advantaged against 90% of the cast.
Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 light scissor kicks is fucking busted, dude.
I really like
one of my favorite moves.
Yeah, I really like Street Fighter 5 and Bison a lot. As much as I hate so many things in 5, I like him a lot, but he is very different. Like 4 in Bison is also just so cool and good. I think he's one of those characters that's really weird if you look at him Bison. Like Guile is pretty much always Guile. Guile's never not been Guile. Right? Like he might have like slightly different little frame advantages or nuance, but like it's all the same shit. But like Bison, I feel like he's way fucking different. Like he's got like in Street Fighter 5, he's got like the Psycho Axe, you know, where he
from CVS2.
Yeah, but even that move, which is from quote unquote CVS2, in CVS2 was totally different, right? Because CVS2 was like an up down, and I think it was
it was an overhead,
and I think it was it
that was an overhead.
Was it plus or pressure move or something? I think I forget. But like,
well, you did it in your custom combo.
Okay. But yeah, so like he has like more similarities to CVS2, but I feel like even considering he's quite a bit different. So like, I don't know. It's interesting how much he changes depending on the iteration. Whereas like, I don't know. I feel like Blanco is really similar in 2 and 4. He's a bit different in 5, but who isn't because 5 is stupid.
Can't believe you don't hate Bison in Street Fighter 5. I mean, his design is great, but
I like his design a lot.
The epitome of crush counters is culminated in Bison.
No. All right. But it's different because when you have someone like Bison, compare Bison to Urien.
Yeah.
And Bison has like all these crush counter things, but that makes sense to me because he's got his shitty projectile that he can burn meter on, but it's not the same thing. Urien can fucking win Fireball Wars while doing crush counter spam
Slap
pressure.
Chop, yeah.
Like Urien's too many things. I like Bison a lot.
Have you seen Urien's V skill too?
No,
I don't think so.
Does he turn gray?
It's the one where he charges and then he gets extra hits on his fireball. So he gets 2-hit normal fireballs.
Oh my god.
Make it even better at Fireball Wars.
Yeah, Urien was only top tier, I think, for like 1 season, but he's always been high tier, and he's like one of those characters.
He's super good now.
He's one of those characters I just hate because he just has everything. Like I just look at his design and I'm like, why? It'd be like if they gave fucking like DiCaprio one of the best fireballs in the game in Street Fighter 4 or some shit.
She doesn't need it. Why should she be able to contend in a fireball?
Why does Urien even get a fireball? That does not make any fucking sense to me. He does not need that. He would already be like amazing if he just didn't even have a fireball. I don't get it. That character just fucking. I hate that fucking character. Anyway.
But then he'd just be sitting there with a quarter circle input that he just didn't have anything for. They'd give him a command grab or something because it's Street Fighter 5.
A command grab would make more sense for him, though, like to me. I mean, but you're right. Yeah, it's Street Fighter 5. Yeah. Everyone has a command grab. Everyone can do these things. Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, yeah, Guile is he's still Guile. So like, what do you think? Is there a more core character than Guile? Because I'm trying to think, like, because even Ryu is quite a bit different in 5. I think Guile might be more similar than Ryu.
He is
across games.
He is like the quintessential like charge character, and he needs to be based included, like
because he's Guile.
You need to have his archetype, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you not have the simple charge character?
The only game he was like that different, oddly, is the very, very early versions of Street Fighter 2. Because before, I forget which one it was. It might be Champion Edition. It's like the 3rd edition or 4th edition of Guile. He didn't even have like the change direction Sobot, and he didn't have back charge knee bazooka. So those are all like quote unquote new. Weird. They were he's so like it's old Guile. If you play if you play it like if you want to play like a weird fucking character, Guile makes like no goddamn sense to me.
You can't move anywhere. You just pass a charge.
And then like his normals are different. Like his stand medium kick, it's normally he has like back medium kick, forward medium kick, right? And that's like Sobot hop. He goes like forward and back while he does it. So and then his stand medium kick with no direction is like a really good anti-air. It's like that. It's like
the upward angle.
It's like M. Bison or Sagat stand hard kick almost from Street Fighter 4. Where
It's like a 45-degree angle. Yeah.
So in old Guile, his medium kick is just Sobot, but it's like Sobot in place. So no matter what you do, it just does Sobot, but it doesn't fucking like it doesn't
go.
Yeah, and then I think he can Sobot forward, but that's with light kick or some shit. It's super fucking weird. Like all of his normals make no goddamn sense. Like he's really fucking awkward, dude. But yeah, other than that, he's pretty much always been similar. So anyway, characters are cool. I'm gonna talk a little bit about fucking Path of Exile, and you can't stop me because I just redid my character, and I'm gonna try and be generic because I know nobody gives a fuck about this game. But what I think is cool about it, and how I'm gonna relate this to the games of fighting, is the way I redid this character. So I have like a shit ton more damage, which is always cool and good. And my character was like kind of hitting a wall with damage. So I was like, I need to fucking change some shit up. So it's like kind of the same, but I do like fucking literally 10 times more damage than I was doing probably. But what's neat about the way this is set up and what I just found out is that he's almost like the Zangief of action RPGs, which is not an archetype I have seen very much in ARPGs. So it's basically like I do really high damage, but if you just go up and hold right click, which is what you do in most action RPGs, right? You just like hold right click and deal damage. You do shit damage. So you have to like prep with these war cries, like buff him. So you do like move, 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 and then you get like your setup, and then you wait till everything's positioned, and then you slam. So I feel like I'm like playing footsies with Zangief, looking for SPDs with this character right now. And I don't know, Ferro's played some ARPGs. Like I've never played a character that really had like that kind of setup before, and it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, you're kind of telling it's like revolving buffs, and there's like a window where you have kind of like them all set up or something. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I haven't
really see a lot of that.
I haven't played an RPG with a character that was quite set up that way. So yeah, I've been having a fuck ton of fun with that. But Ferro and I also
seeing Alex just do cat.
Isaac, dude, Isaac is out of control. Yeah, if we ever start doing video for these, it's the only reason I don't is that it's just too much fucking work to do actual video. Like I don't want to fuck with it. But if we ever did, everyone would just see Isaac constantly bothering Alex the whole time. He's either in the background on the chair, or he's like pushing his head up against Alex's chin while he's in the middle of a fucking sentence.
I'm talking about life and something really deep and meaningful, and Isaac is just head banging. Yeah.
Well, now that we've successfully talked about PoE, is there anything else you want to mention?
Is there? We're gonna. Well, I believe we've said in the past that we're going to gang up on Alex and make him play World of Warcraft. I don't know if now is the best time since WoW is, kind of in a stagnant phase at the moment, but we got to get Alex in WoW, dude. We got to do it.
I'm all for more friends playing WoW, but if someone is not able to fully grasp how to play and like move in a 3D space,
no,
it's like you can't even.
You can't.
I don't want to put him through that.
Alex, have you? No, you've played a game where you move with like WASD.
He needs to play Skyrim first.
You've never moved with WASD?
I only play with WASD. Are you kidding?
Oh my god!
There's no W key on a PlayStation controller. Are you kidding me?
You're such a console plebe.
No, I played Turok 2 Seeds of Evil online.
We have to graduate Alex. Wow. Okay.
I think I forgot how much of a fucking PC gamer scrub nub he was. Honestly, I'm gonna build you a computer someday, Alex.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. What are we graduating him to, Ferro? What is the?
I mean, he has to start with like Skyrim or something, you know.
No, it can't be Skyrim. Alex will
feels like you're trying to hurt me.
He'll have a panic attack. You know about how he can't have directions, right? He's directionally challenged.
That's why I feel like Skyrim is this might be like more sensory overload, but I feel like WoW is more overwhelming. So I don't know.
I think it is like if we dropped him into like dungeons at our level, but I mean if you're just playing WoW and leveling, it's pretty chill, you know.
I don't think Alex would be able to finish a questing zone without like squirreling off to like a different one, you know, before finishing the zone.
Well, I think that's okay. You don't need to quest. Like, I think that's like old hat. Like, cause I used to actually have the same problem. I fucking hate like quest spam turn in leveling in MMOs. I fucking hate it. Like I'll do some, but like the way that there's just constantly giving you more quests and it's like, I want to like feel completed. I want to do like a few quests and I want them to be done. And then I can like go somewhere. And I feel like the game is set up better for that now than it used to be, but also you can just like dungeon level.
Yeah, so. Hubs are very like consolidated.
Yeah, it's not as awful as it was once upon a time, but goddamn, Alex, you've never even WASD'd. I
have WASD'd specifically in Turok 2 Seeds of Evil online. I was very good.
Oh, excuse me, that was a PC game.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
where have you been?
Are you telling me you didn't play Turok 2 Seeds of Evil on PC back in 1998?
I played Turok Arena. And that game was fucking cool.
You didn't load your CD-ROM to your fucking... What came before Pentium? I totally flopped this joke.
I don't even know. Fuck. What was before
You
Pentium?
Didn't have the series of...
Shit, I gotta Google that. Required. I feel like I should know that. What was before Pentium 1? I feel like I should know the answer to this. I feel like I'm gonna know. Yeah, 8086. I remember those. Yeah, sure. They all had weird names, dude. They all had fucking weird ass names. 8086. God damn. Anyway, Alex is gonna get a Commodore 64. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that I can finally come and join you guys.
Lex, I was watching you guys play Resident Evil 7 on your stream. Uh-huh.
I remember that.
And if you can play that game, what is holding you back from Skyrim? You know, it's essentially the same game.
Ferro has a secret Skyrim agenda, and I'm here for it.
Okay, so the thing about Resident Evil is that it's a series of like narrow corridors with doors occasionally, and so it might pretend to be sort of open, and you can go wherever you want, but you can only go like 6 places. And there's a guy.
Think of you need to like compartmentalize like open world areas in Skyrim. So like. Here's one area, right? You can see it on a map. You can just stay in that area until you're done with it. You don't need to move on to somewhere else, okay? You know, there's dungeons, there's caves. Those are like small corridors.
I just want to see. I want like a face cam. I want a face cam like zoomed in really close to Alex's face while he's playing, and I just want to see the panic and anxiety on his face. As he opens the map
monitor too.
Yeah. dude, it'll be like a new horror genre, right? Like if people are like, what do you mean Skyrim's horror? This is the dumbest stream I've ever seen. And then like if you could get someone to stay for like 1 minute, they would understand. That's a good product.
As soon as he leaves that starting zone, like and he sees the open world, his heart rate just goes up like 180.
Or if I pull up the map and then zoom out and just scroll on the mouse wheel and zoom back, yeah,
dread, overwhelming dread.
If we really want to turn those screws on him, he'd have to play like Morrowind. That would be even worse because it's like even though the game's smaller,
I don't think it aged well though.
Oh no, Morrowind's one of the worst. I love Morrowind, but it's one of the worst aged games I've ever seen because the way the combat works, it's all hit chance. So you'll hit a dude in the face 4 times, and it'll just be like you miss, and you're like, bruh. I'm hitting him in the face, and it's like, no, you're missing, and you're just like, what? Like, stop! This is
They
awful.
did that in Mass Effect.
Oh,
that was one of the things that irritated me.
They kind of make it,
you know,
they make it too pen and papery, you know, with the RNG.
Yeah, but man, at Morrowind, it looks pretty now with all the mods you can get. It's just I haven't seen anybody properly overhaul the combat engine, and that's what makes it so hard to play. But yeah, I have so many good memories of that game. But anyway, more than like Skyrim, there are just like big, just swathes of land that there's not really anything there. Like,
that sounds miserable.
And like, no, it's like beautiful. It's so beautiful and it's peaceful. But you would have a panic attack. It would be great. It would be great. Be like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. What? Okay, so would we have to lock you into a chair? Like, would you start like if we locked you into a chair and we were like the only way you can get out of this chair
is to beat Morrowind?
Yeah, like would you?
I feel like I'd die.
He might wither away. Yeah,
that's what I was going for.
Yeah, does he get food and sustenance and like while he's gaming?
Is there like we'll feed him.
You got me intubated.
Yeah, we want him. We want him to have as much pain and misery as possible. I am Kathy Bates, and fuck, what's that actor's name? James Caan. You're James Caan, and I'm Kathy Bates, and this is Misery, and it's gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know, Alex.
Are you saying that you're Lex's biggest fan then, and you just want to see him?
Yeah. I'm his.
He just wants to see him succeed.
Yeah. We got to get you in there. Anyway, I don't know. Words, wieners. You guys should talk about anime now and gang up on me or something.
I've seen like 5 animes.
Anime fighting games, not anime. Are you going to talk about Grid and how much you love Grid because it's the worst thing ever and you're wrong?
I had a kind of like a question / topic I wanted to ask you guys.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you were prepared. All right, never mind.
Yeah, he's got notes just off cam.
No notes. Just inklings in the Twitterverse. I've seen a lot of just on like WoW, Smash, and fighting games. There's been like a huge like ego problem. I feel like between like just everyone and like everything, like a huge sense of entitlement. It's like Lex, you may have seen this past week the Guilty Gear beta. Like Leo got nerfed. So he has like Berserker Slash in Marvel 3. No, probably not.
From Wolverine.
Well, hopefully does. Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like Oni Slash? It's like Oni Slash.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So imagine Oni Slash that you could combo off of for 50% damage, right?
Sure.
That'd be pretty cool, right? So Leo had that in the last beta, right? And so there was a location test in Japan this past week, and they nerfed it, so he can't combo off his Berserker Slash for 50% life bar combo anymore.
He can still combo off of it just for less life.
No, he can't combo off it. He gets pressure if it hits, like plus frames in your face and mix-ups, which he had before too, but he can't combo anymore. So like, I don't understand why people are so upset that they're nerfing this pre-beta, and people, like, there's this sense of entitlement. It's like, how can Arxis do this? How can they nerf my character like this?
Very easily using like dev tools. I think. I assume there's a debug menu involved. They just put a minus next to it.
The entitlement's pretty dumb, but like that's actually why I was asking, because like to me, if they had nerfed the
damage.
The ability, to deal damage, that would be, and then people were pissed, I'd be like, fuck that. But if they're completely changing the way it interacts, I mean, it is a beta. So like, if they're actually entitled, that's fucking stupid, because it is a beta, but that's a pretty large departure, right? Like a character that can combo off of something like that versus a character that cannot is almost like an entirely different character. So I could definitely see people if they were grooving with that. I mean, if they had nerfed, 50%, I don't know, Guilty Gear has a shit ton of damage, so I don't know if that's even high, but like if they'd nerfed it from 50 even down to like 10% damage, I would still be like, well, that's numbers tuning, like okay. But if he just can't even combo at all, I don't know. I could see being annoyed by that, but I wouldn't be like entitled. Yeah, I mean, I do think that's always been a thing. I don't think that's recent. That's just fucking that's just gamers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes back to the dawn of time. People, feeling like they deserve certain things.
More
I don't
damage,
know.
yeah.
I mean, I think you do deserve certain things from a company as a paying customer, but I think it depends on what they're doing, the degree of it, and the degree of said entitlement. Like, for instance, I think like World of Warcraft deserves a lot more criticism, and the fans deserve a lot more support and interaction than most games, because WoW has a fucking monthly fee. So
I wanted to tie that into that exactly.
Yeah.
Because, fight with a fighting game, in this case specifically, they're trying to balance their creative vision that's not even out yet. But with WoW, you have all these people that want like M+ to be more represented, or some other system PvP wants to be rebalanced because they actually like are a continually paying customer. I feel like the customer service sides need to meet the demands more so, just because like the user base is like installed and like so committed. But with the fighting game, like this product isn't even out yet. Like, why are you getting your panties up in a bunch? Like,
Yeah. No, I think that's super legit. Go ahead,
like,
Alex.
I've been playing the Skullgirls beta, and like every couple of weeks, Liam comes out and he's like, "All right, guys, look, today, what's her face, Robo Fortune. After she hits dust, she can do a super dash from Dragon Ball Z. We're just trying to find out if that's a thing that she needs." And everyone's like, "But why?" Yeah, whatever. And you just like play it, and it's either overpowered or fine, or you don't even use it. And like, you just take
Alex,
whatever
the
silly
Skullgirls
shit
community is just as beautiful as the game itself.
Hey, real quick, did you know that the Skullgirls Championship Series is going on right now?
Oh,
did you see that grand
no.
finals last night?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I did. Will watched grand finals.
What is it? It's done.
Yeah, it happened.
There was like a.
All right, link me. I'll check it out.
They have like phases. Anyway, the last grand finals between Cloud and Sonic Fox was
so intense. I was watching
insane.
with Jeff and Susie, and their
Is
normies.
Cloud the Cloud guy from Marvel? Cloud?
No, it's Cloud 805.
No, Cloud
different
805.
Cloud.
Okay.
This is Cloud King. That's Cloud 805.
Okay.
Totally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching with Jeff and Susie, and they were like intense and like and screaming and shit. So I think even you.
I mean, even Skullgirls, an awful, dumb, stupid game that is still a fighting game. It's still way better than 90% of genres as far as spectator sport goes. Was I talking to one of you about that recently? Was that you? Was it someone else?
Probably.
Someone was talking to me about
your racist Skullgirls beliefs.
Actual Skullgirls racist.
Yeah.
But it me. No, I mean, Skullgirls is a better game than a lot of games that I don't like. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Like, Skullgirls is a way better game than, like, Marvel, for instance, from my vantage point. You don't need to actually agree.
There's a certain charm
for what
that Marvel 3 has, but I think I agree with you, actually.
For what I don't like about those games, Skullgirls is more palatable, probably, than Marvel. I'm trying to think now. Like,
that's fair.
There are things about Marvel that maybe might be, like, just because I know the characters. Like, I think what I hate most about Skullgirls is the character designs more so than I don't like the gameplay either, but like in Marvel I probably like the gameplay less, but the character designs are more familiar, so it's kind of like it's a give take there. But
sure,
I think the fact that you can do, like, the coolest thing about Skullgirls to me is the fact that you can do solo, duo, or triple. I think that's super fucking cool. I think more of those team games should do that. It'd be more accessible. But anyway,
I'm gonna rarely agree with Will here and say Skullgirls is a good game, but man, I cannot get past how insanely long the combos are for no reason.
Dude, long combos are fucking obnoxious. I don't know why people enjoy them. Like, what's wrong with you? They're not fun. They're not cool. Maybe like one long combo a set. Like if you get like the cool Evil Ryu combo in Street Fighter 4, like those are fine. But like literally games like Skullgirls are like if the most basic combo is an Evil Ryu 4-bar combo. Like literally. Like when I was playing was it Melty Blood with you, Alex? And you were like, "Oh yeah, you just got to do this air launch, and then you do the knockdown, and you do that." And I'm like, "And
ABC
this is like
launch, BC throw."
No, it's like ABC launch. There was like it was like down and then up again. It was like an up down up thing, and there was like no meter.
You're on the ground because gravity keeps your feet on the ground, and then you put them in the air, and then gravity.
And then you knock them down again and hit them again. Up down.
No, and then it stops. You throw them at the end.
Yeah, that's too many.
The ground.
That's too many for that to be the basic. That's ridiculous.
I was showing him Melty's not that bad.
I was showing him F Tono. I don't see complaining about F Tono.
Well, that's exactly the problem, because to me, F Tono is too much shit, and that's the most basic character in that game. This is why I hate these games, because that's the most basic non-combo character in the game.
You do like a 3-hit combo and play F Tono at a tournament level. I don't know.
Really, you were doing.
You can't do a 3-hit combo. You got other problems.
I can do it, but it's just the way it is set up is goofy. Like to me, there's a very big difference between like a 1-2-3 launch and then air 1-2-3 knockdown again.
Ground, yeah.
So that's, first of all, it's not 3 if you can count. It's literally twice as many fucking hits. Second of all, if that's not the same thing as doing like just like a jab, jab, jab fireball or something. That's a very different thing. Like going into the launch is like a whole different relationship because I have to super jump cancel. I have to time the launch, which you were just doing every time, and fucking Dunning-Kruger your ass off where you're like, why can't you hit him after this? I'm like, I don't know. The timing's fucking weird. I gotta like...
It's just Go
ahead.
It's just a different genre of combo, Will. So other people have preferences.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I'm saying I don't.
I can understand because I've got this basis, this background in anime games, and so I take for granted a lot of the core tenets. But like I looked at it and I thought to myself, how best could I explain this to someone who doesn't understand how to do a super jump cancel? And what I find always helps me is pressing the up button after I press a launcher. I find usually like 10 times out of 10 that usually cuts it for me. If I hold up.
Oh, I could jump, but the problem is there was a weird timing with like it was like you had to do like hard into light into something.
I remember you did have
trouble. It wasn't a normal timing because I would hit it every time and I would hit the hard and then the light would come out and the light would whiff and you'd be like, "Oh, you got to like fucking time some weird shit." I'm like, "This is the most basic thing in this game. This is fucking stupid. I don't want to play."
You want your knife that you're stabbing them with to like intersect with their body.
Fuck you.
That usually registers the higher.
What was the one that I played? Was it also? No, I don't think it was Multi-Blood. It was some other game where I remember it was like you could just mash a button and it would automatically do a super. Was that Under Night?
Yeah, if you the auto combo system, what is it, Smart Steer?
Yeah, Smart Steer.
Yeah, that was way better than most of those games I played because I remember playing against you and I just played footsies and I did way less damage than you, but I could apply damage literally by just being like button,
yeah.
And like it would just do it. And so I still don't like those systems, but I was like, oh, if that's there, it kind of reminded me of Grand Blue, honestly, where you just do the button into special. Like Grand Blue's actually quote unquote harder, right? Because like, but that's what I think. That's why Grand Blue, if we can merge all of these topics, it's such a shame that COVID fucked it because
COVID killed it.
Because Grand Blue does. If you look at what I hate and what I like about fighting games and whatever areas you guys have similarities, I think Ferro's got similarities to both of us.
Probably.
I think Ferro's more similar to you and I than you and I are to each other with regard to those kinds of things. I think Grand Blue has all of them, and I think it marries them really well in a way that like most of these other games don't. But COVID.
Grand Blue's the best fighting game that's never gotten a chance.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, COVID really fucked us.
I'm just sad now.
Do you remember how excited we were pre-COVID because they had Samurai Showdown? I was learning Smash. There was Grand Blue. I feel like we tricked Hylian into playing Street Fighter. It's like
Street Fighter and Grand Blue, dude. They were looking so good. Yeah.
And then like specifically in St. Louis, people started playing in Third Rail, and like there was like a tournament scene. Everything was so like cool. Looking up.
Oh, and they had that coconut beer on tap and good burgers and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, Ferro would have liked Third Rail.
Never been there, yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was like shittier
I don't know if they're still
hole in the
open.
wall than Moonbase, and I mean that in like a very positive way.
Endearing.
It was like a shithole in the wall in the best way possible. Like it was.
That's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was like Dano's but better, dude. Like less smoky. Because goddamn Dano's Dano's smoke.
Dude, I'd have to wash everything I owned. I'd have to wash my shirt, my jacket,
and
my
the inside of your car because it would be so. It would be so fucking hell, dude. I'm pretty sure I lost at least 10 years off of my life just from being at Dano's as long as I was. Yeah, goddamn, dude. The asbestos ceiling, the fucking dead rat smoke. I'm pretty sure fucking Jagged murdered a couple people and buried them in the fucking floorboards. Like
allegedly.
Jesus Christ.
God, just imagine if all these games that we liked had good netcode. Yeah.
No.
So
the wonderful world we'd be living in.
All right, so here's the thing that I think it might be kind of stupid, but one of the things I think about when you look at the games that do and don't have good netcode, most of the games that have good netcode are games that I don't like. Okay.
Yes. Skullgirls.
And I wonder. I wonder.
Gear Strive.
Killer Instinct, right? Like you know, we've said before in this podcast, like Killer Instinct is just a fucking fantastic game. I fucking hate it. I don't want to play
nobody
it.
Like. Well, that we
don't
like.
It's so good. It's so good, but I just fucking don't. I just don't want. But it's so good. It is so good. I just fucking don't like it. but like. So anyway, I don't know enough about like netcode design. Maybe we need to get like a fucking cool networking programmer person on here. But like,
let's find a GGPO man.
But I have a theory that games with more combo stuff are better for rollback because you're spending more time doing like predetermined sequences that don't involve movement or actual like jockeying interaction.
And yeah, so they don't have to predict anything.
Yeah, so you think about like if you think about no, Alex is shaking his head, but think about like
because you're wrong.
I don't think I am. I think I might be right. But like so my analog is like so there are games like if you're playing like a shooter or like your League of Legends where you have like skill shots, right? Where you like you're shooting like a slow rocket in Quake, right? You've got like the actual lag, meaning like just the travel time of like the projectile. Then you have like the internet lag of like the two opponents, the differences they see on their screen, and then like all the hit detection. That's much harder. Whereas like a game like World of Warcraft, there are no skill shots. Like so like you can throw a fireball and it can take time to get to the target. But if you had the person targeted, it's going to get to them. There is no like avoiding it really. And so that means that you can play WoW with like 150 ping and you'd rather play it with 20 ping, but it really doesn't make that big of a difference. And this is like a way crazy, exaggeration of the point I'm trying to make for fighting games. But like that, I do think there might be something to that.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier, both of you actually, that Skullgirls combos are too long, and like I can understand if you think that a kill combo is too long, but you're probably only doing about 3 of those a set. The way that the proration system is set up in that game, it is not optimal to go for optimal combos. You want to intentionally go for a bunch of resets, which is a lot more interactive. There's a lot more involved. You're not just doing like okizeme setups. It's like in the thick of it the whole time. You must be making a series of active choices while you're getting.
I hate burst baiting, so that doesn't work for me either. That makes it worse.
I
fucking hate burst baiting. It's so awful.
To get you to like it, I'm saying that there's more interactivity than you're giving it credit for.
It's not about interactivity though,
isn't it? Isn't that what a skill shot is in this sense?
No.
Okay, then I'm misunderstanding your argument.
So let's see if we aren't. So it's not. So interactivity is what I'm going to define. Tell me if this is agreeable.
Go ahead.
Interactivity in this instance is just going to be each player making a decision. That's interactivity, right? Based on what the other player's doing. Okay.
Okay.
But interactivity in a burst combo is not doing any favors for you to counter what I said because there's no like positional check. So when you're firing a rocket at someone, to use my initial example with like Quake, you have to check where both players are based on their lag and the travel time of like the rockets. Okay? And then the rockets, when they hit you, they bounce you up and make you move, which then exacerbates this whole like positional lag. But when you're talking about like burst baiting, there is no like positional check whatsoever. So it's an interactive mechanic. Like that's not, I'm not docking the game design, but I'm saying like because there's like, I think it's harder. I literally think it's harder to have good netcode for footsies than it is to have good netcode for burst baits. And this is not me like making I hate things. I literally think from like a technical standpoint, I think that's harder to do because you're tracking movement. I could be full of shit, but I feel like I'm making a logical thought. And if the netcode works the way I think it does, that makes sense to me.
If burst baits were all that Skullgirls had in resets, then you'd be right. Do me a favor, when I link you the match between Cloud and Sonic Box, you know what a burst looks like in that game, right?
No. I mean, I probably would if I saw it, but I can't.
They glow
tell
pink
you
or they glow green, and then they like fling the other person away. That's the tell that a burst has happened. Do me a favor and look and see how many resets occur compared to how many of those are just burst baits.
But even the reset doesn't work for me because you're still landing. You're going to land on the left or the right, but you're not moving really. Like you're moving a little bit, but it's not like you're just kind of like appearing on one side or the other, and then they're either blocking or they aren't. You're not like it seems to me that it would be much more technically difficult to guarantee that when we were jockeying for position and you did a crouch medium kick, it seems like the way the netcode would be made, it would be much harder to like know that they were there or not if it was laggy, which is why rollback is frustrating for me. And I know this is fucking sacrilege to say, because if you say you fucking don't like the way rollback games feel, everybody fucking tells you you're a goddamn flat earther. But I think that's fucking no, it's fucking stupid. Because when you're playing footsies, when you're playing footsies and somebody rolls back, it's awful. But if you're doing combos and somebody rolls back, it fucking doesn't matter. So like, I think that's like the difference in those games. Like if somebody makes a fucking normal fighting game with good rollback, it's literally never happened. I just feel like maybe I'm tinfoil hatted, but like it's literally never happened. The closest thing is Street Fighter 5, and then everybody says, well, Street Fighter 5's rollback is bad, it's not implemented correctly. Okay, but like, give me like a fucking normal ass fighting game. Give me Sam Show with rollback. And if that shit works, I'll shut the fuck up about this forever.
Don't they have that?
No.
Isn't that
Sam Show netcode is awful.
No, not real Sam Show, not current Sam Show, but isn't there like one of the older Samurai Showdown games?
I don't know.
I think someone implemented netcode.
It might be one of them on Steam that Code Mystics did.
Oh, yeah. I don't know anything about that.
So that is a thing that has happened.
And it's good.
It's a damn shame because I don't know. I'm sure neither of you messed with the netcode fan fix for Street Fighter 5, but it was legit. Like they actually fixed all those timing and sync issues.
The guy who made he redid the netcode as like a patch, and then they patched it out.
They patched it out.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
I remember that.
That's
one of the most frustrated I've been with Capcom.
I was messing with it for a little while, and it was like butter, dude. Like
really,
it's really weird because MVCI, like the game that preceded Street Fighter 5 and their fighting game life cycle, has really good rollback. So I don't understand why they just can't go.
MVCI does? That's wild. I didn't even know that.
MVCI
has good online.
It was unstable at launch, but it got better.
Dude.
Yeah.
What a fucking shit show of a game. It's like so good and bad at the same time. Like what a weird fucking game MVCI was.
I put a lot of time in MVCI and then stopped just randomly. It's a really good game, but like no one played it, so fuck.
I think it just shouldn't have been called MVC, dude. It should have been called like Marvel Infinite. Like instead of, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like
just don't include Capcom characters, you're saying?
No, they could have had it, or call it Infinity Battle. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot in a title. We've talked about that too, where it's like if you release, this game and it's got all this weird shit, don't fucking call it Street Fighter. Yeah, we talked about that with I think it was Keats was bitching about how IPs are locked in. This is a couple podcasts back, but it's
MVCI is a Marvel game, I will say. It's definitely a Marvel
I think
game.
Alex would disagree with you. Maybe not.
It depends on how you define a Marvel game. Is Street Fighter Cross Tekken a Marvel game?
No. I like Street Fighter Cross Tekken way too much for that to be a Marvel game. I like that game a lot.
I see so many parallels, and I don't mean this in a negative.
There are parallels to
Infinite and SFX2, yeah. That there are two characters that are basically extensions of each other.
I agree.
Feels
with that.
like weird and different from Marvel, which is like a 3v3. I feel like there's more delineation than Marvel.
Cross Tekken is more of a Marvel game than a Street Fighter game.
No.
Okay.
No. Cross Tekken is not remotely a Marvel game.
Then I'm fine with what you said.
Absolutely not. Yeah, no. Cross Tekken.
As long as Lex agrees, that's all I care about.
Yeah. That's how majority works, man. You just got democracy.
You're overruling me that Cross Tekken is a Marvel game. Y'all are fucking crazy.
I wouldn't call it a Marvel game, but if he's saying
more of Marvel than Street Fighter? No.
Yeah.
It's
a real weird game, Will.
You're fucking crazy.
That game is weird as fuck.
What? The only thing weird about it is like all the gems and shit, dude. Like
the gems aren't Marvel.
Cross Tekken is like
the gems
super
are pay to
duper
win.
footsie anti-air based. It just has like longer combos.
Yeah, but like Marvel has footsies and anti-airs. It just doesn't look like it.
Oh my god.
It does. You haven't been air thrown.
I don't think it doesn't have those things, but that is not the core. The core of Marvel games and the core of all versus games is setups. They are setup games. They are all about setups. You do a thing to a character, and it puts the character that you kill into a guaranteed mix-up. They are mix-up setup games. Like, you're fucking insane if you think that that's not their core. I don't understand how you could ever think that.
It's not.
That is literally the core of the game.
Say that to my Morrigan Doom, dude.
Yeah, come on, man.
Morgan is the only character I liked in Marvel 3. I loved watching Chris G play Morgan. It was the best. That's the most Marvel I've ever watched.
Say that to my Hawkeye Virgil.
Who'd you play in Infinite, just out of curiosity?
Sounds like
I played Dante Ultron, which is set up heaven. Yeah, like what was saying.
Well, it's irritating to me because like I play X23, so like I'm putting them in an unblockable incoming setup. So that's me. But like a lot of the most dominant teams, your Team SoCal, your Zero May Cry or whatever, dominates in footsies first. That's where the game is made and won.
I don't think there aren't footsies in Marvel. It's just not the core focus the way it is in other games. There's too much other shit. It's not because, like, it's not like, oh, you can win Marvel.
Can't you argue, though, that losing one footsie interaction leads to that and is thusly more important?
Yeah, you absolutely could. That's exactly what I... No, I don't disagree with that at all. Okay. I don't disagree with that at all. But that it's not... Like, I feel like it always comes across as me being like, oh, it's like you have to be fucking good to be good at anything. Like, that's not my point. But, like, yeah, absolutely. There's too much weight. Like the stat weights. There's too much weight on like, oh, I lost one interaction. Like, you lose one interaction and then you just die. Like, and that's a lot harder in some ways. And that's not like the point at all. But like, that is what I hate about those games, actually. I think that's an excellent point because it's like, if you could take what makes me enjoy fighting games, it is the repeated reads. If we played Smash Ultimate right now and Ganon was the same character, but I just killed you every time I hit you, like, he'd be better, and that would be fun for a time, but like, I don't enjoy that. I want to like repeatedly win or lose, because that to me is what makes me feel like if I repeatedly lose, like read, footsie, jockeying interactions, if I repeatedly lose, I feel like I got beat. But if I lose one interaction and I die, I'm just like, this is stupid. I'm not interested. Like, I'm just not interested in it. Like, I don't.
That's why Marvel's 3 out of 5.
I know, and I don't. Yeah, I'm not a fan. So like, that's it means whatever. We're in preferential town right now, but like that sure. is. So I agree with your assessment there. I'm not going to fight that at all. That's exactly what I hate about them. Also, like, I don't know how better to put it. Well said, Ferro. Well said. We have solved fighting games, guys. We've solved them.
No more fighting games. Cancel Project L. Doesn't need to happen.
Cancel who?
Oh man, I was about to wrap up, but we have to.
Is this the League of Legends thing?
Yeah, Project Lion is their League of Legends fighting
Project
game.
Lion? Oh, I guess you had the insider.
That's what it was 6 years ago when I had inside info. I guess it's just Project L now. But fuck, man. If that game is anything other than not dog shit, if it is if it is even like a little bit dog shit, I think the entire scene is going to change forever, and there'll be no going back.
I love the memes that it's kind of produced, like of people putting it on a pedestal before it can come out, like as if it's the savior of the FGC. I
don't know if savior is the word I would pick, but I think it's it's certainly an apocalypse at the very, like, I don't see. I think whether it's, like I said, whether it's good or bad, I think it's going to have to be a total fucking train wreck for it to not completely change everything forever. I don't see how it couldn't, because the Riot just has too many fucking resources. So like, even if the game is like kind of meh, they're gonna put so much fucking, look at fucking League of Legends. This is a fucking stupid, awful, dumb game that no one should like, and they're just like, but Riot is like the fedora hat dude. He's just wearing the girls down. He's like, oh, my lady, let me fucking... He's just wearing them down. After 10 years, they're just like, fine, we can go on one date. Like, that's Riot, dude. They're just going to keep putting money into shit.
I have full confidence in that game, only because... Well, not to say only, but...
You got
even if it's shit...
into the cannons.
Yeah, even if it's shit at launch, they have so much resources to make it better. Yeah, and the IP is going to carry it.
IP is so important. IP is so important, and
there's gonna be people bitching that, oh, it's fucking watered down baby's first fighting game, and that's totally fine,
dude. That's the best thing it could be.
It can still be a great game if it's easy to play.
If that game is like an even easier version of Grand Blue, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Like in a good way. Even if I don't like it personally, like if it's like, because
that sounds boring. If easier than Grand Blue. Grand Blue to me is very accessible. And that I don't mean that as a negative, but I feel like if you go too far back, then
I think he means easier input wise. I don't know. Decision making.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree with anything you just said, Alex. But I do think there are areas of Grand Blue that it is actually not accessible at all. It's like Grand Blue has like a really low floor and then like a really fast ramp up for the ceiling. Because I feel like getting anyone to do 1, 2, 3 combos into special cancels and just single hits into special cancels, super easy, super good. But the problem with Grand Blue is like so much of the damage is from like the corner juggle combos, which are considerably harder. Like to me, like, and they're not hard. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a fighting game player. They're not that hard. But like the corner juggle combo stuff is sort of like how like when people bitch about Street Fighter V being too easy, it's like the links are easy, but there's plenty of shit in Street Fighter V that's hard. There's plenty of shit like, you know, your normal 2, 3 button link is like the easiest shit ever. But when you do like 4 links into a weird V-trigger cancel into a juggle thing, it's like there are a couple of them that are kind of they're kind of hard, and like Grand Blue's kind of in that area, but like it's only in the corner and you get way more damage from it. So that's to me like, and don't get me wrong, I like it. I like the way that's set up, but I think that is a thing that scares people. Where like, look at Jordan. You got him playing the game, everything's doing good, and then once he tries to like maximize his damage, he's got to do corner juggle combos, and it's just way more sequences. So I think there are ways I think the biggest way you could actually do that is to take some of the damage away from the corner and then maybe allow some of that damage not in the corner, which if we're talking about Cross Tekken is one of the things I like about Cross Tekken. Because Cross Tekken is like, you can do simple combos or hard combos pretty much anywhere. So I think so back to the original thing here, if this fucking Riot fighting game, if it's like, if it has some depth, but the depth is less niche and more rooted in the normal gameplay rather than being like locked to a specific thing like the corner or specifically like a juggle or something, and it gives that Street Fighter 4 focus attack thing where at level 1 babies are just charging focus attack, level 3, you know, I don't know how that game's not gonna explode the world,
blow up. Yeah,
I don't know how the fuck
I'm really looking forward to it.
You're looking forward? Yeah, same. Because it's like you could have a game like Rivals or something, and they're doing a great job and making all these things, and like there's things about Rivals I do or don't like, and it's whatever. But like at the end of the day, if you have a new IP that nobody knows about, it's just harder.
It doesn't have that inertia, yeah.
I mean, think about Marvel. Like all the Marvel games, like nobody fucking give a fuck about those games if they didn't have all the Marvel characters in them.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Nobody fucking care. Nobody would ever care.
Specifically with Smash, no one cared about the original game that it was until they just slapped a bunch of Nintendo characters on it.
Yeah, so like Sakurai wanted it to be about like dummies and didn't think they'd go for it. And Nintendo was like, what if you just put a bunch of Nintendo characters in? It's like, boom, fucking instant hit. And it doesn't even matter how good Smash is. Exactly. So like, and that's the same thing if you look at like Skullgirls or any of these fucking games. It's like, and I'm not trying to bash people for making new IPs. This is very good and healthy, but like...
You need to, please.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, you know, for something like this, man, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not heralding it as like the second coming of Jesus in terms of like, I'm not like wanting it, but I think even if it's bad, it's like we got a reckoning anyway. Like, there's no way it's not gonna do crazy
numbers.
Shit. There's no way it's not gonna do crazy
there's
shit.
There's a guaranteed scene.
Yeah,
Riot, whatever championship league they want to run through that, and then obviously it's going to be embedded in Evo too. So it's like free money for them. I don't know,
dude. Yeah, I don't know. World's gonna change. Fighting game world's gonna change for sure. But I don't know.
Maybe it won't come out.
Dude, it's been a long fucking time. I mean, hats off to them, I guess, for holding their cards until they got them right.
They're inviting people to play. So if you live in the LA area,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you live in LA, they sent out a few emails to
like actual beta, not even alpha.
Beta.
Like they're calling it beta. Wow.
Closed in-person beta.
Let me know if you get in there, Ferro. That's wild.
I do not live in LA, so I will not.
Oh, you have to actually be in LA, just not even.
Nor do I have any clout. So.
Well, hey, man.
You were just featured as a guest on the Metal and Lex podcast.
Yeah, you're a fucking famous podcaster, dude.
Yeah.
Get you a media clearance.
Sick.
All right, well, we're coming up on an hour. I think we've talked about some fighting games. Ferro, you have any parting words for us, or do you have a good time here, buddy?
It was fun. Fuck PoE.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry it took all your friends away from you.
It's okay.
All right. Well,
Jordan's threw me a few bones during the week, so it's cool.
All right. I did 2 dungeons with you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Fucking let me know if you want to do a dungeon again, you fucking asshole. Anyway, I have been Metal Music Man.
Been Professor Lex.
And Ferro was here. We will catch you guys next time.